the search to find a new barber.
Go to our barber.
I did, but then he moved.
Yeah.
So this is the fucking problem. I thought I found a new barber and then he moves. So now I'm like, fuck. This is the thing. I had one guy, all right, Tim from Paragon Studio, all right, in Armadale, okay? I went to him when he was working at some other guy's shop and then he started up his own place. I followed him there. I've been seeing him for almost 10 years, right? And then he selfishly moves to Gold Coast. What a selfish prick. He's supposed to be cutting my hair. All right. Then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to wait because he comes back to Melbourne every now and then because he still owns the shop. Right. So I was like, that's all right. I'll just wait until he comes back to Melbourne and that's how I'll get my hair cut. Well, he doesn't come back to Melbourne every 6 weeks. So that's not an option either. Okay. Again, very selfish of him. He should be planning his whole life and his travel habits around my hair. That's reasonable. All right. So then I'm like, all right, well, I'll just pick another person at his shop because they're really good there. So I pick another girl and I loved her. She did a great job. We got along really well. I'm like, that's my new barber. Then she betrays me by selfishly going on maternity leave. Oh, I have a child. I need to look after my child. What about looking after my haircut? Have some priorities, okay? My haircut should be the most important thing in every barber's life. Okay, so then I'm like, now I'm desperate. Okay, and I'm also like, well, I can't be going all the way from Frankston to Armadale to get my hair cut. That's ridiculous, all right? That's only something that you should be doing if you have a regular barber, which I don't. I'm barberless. So then I tried a guy that gave me a card at a show, and he did a great job.
Harry
did a great job. Actually, sorry. He gave me a bad haircut the first time, but that was my fault.
Yeah.
He gave me exactly what I asked for, and I was so deliriously tired that I told him the wrong thing, and I left. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, that's not what I asked for. Sorry, that's not what I wanted, but it is exactly what I asked for. Went back a second time, actually communicated with him properly, nailed it. Did a great job.
Harry is a legend.
He's a legend. However, Harry has moved, so he's betrayed me again.
But now he's cheaper and he's closer.
Oh, he's closer?
He's in Mornington.
Oh, well, maybe I should have gone to Harry.
I told you that.
Okay. I was in a rush, all right? I'm stressed. I'm like, I don't have time to go somewhere else. I now multitask, all right? I gotta make as much money as possible so I can keep the house. I was out in Frankston doing something because I had to go to the orthodontist. By the way, I'm behind on my repayments to the orthodontist. I'm caught up now, but at the time they were like, hey, if you don't catch up, we won't take them off you. I'm like, all right. Holding my face hostage. Anyway, I'm like, all right, I'm going to pick a barber in Frankston. Don't give me that face. I know. I know. Everyone listening to this is going, wow, this fucking idiot. I know. Okay?
Oh, which one did you go to?
There's like 7. There's like 7 barbers in Frankston and they're all as scary as each other. It's fucked. Right? And here's the thing. I'm looking at reviews. I'm looking at Instagram profiles. I'm looking at fucking everything. This is the fuck thing about picking a barber in Frankston. You cannot tell if they're good or bad because at the end of the day, they are doing what their clients ask them to do. All right? So I went on this Instagram and I saw this amazing haircut. I was like, oh, look at that. Similar to what I have. But then I scrolled through and at the back of it, there's a giant fucking arm-length rat tail. So it's like, how do I know if they're a good barber giving someone a shit haircut that they asked for, or if they're a shit barber giving someone a shit haircut? That's the problem. You can't assess a barber's quality in Frankston because everyone walking in there is like, give me a buzz cut, give me a mohawk, give me a rat's tail. Oh, do a sick design on the side of my head, shave the sides and give me a fucking sick squiggle. Right? That's all you can get. So I ended up I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to go into the place that's the newest. Don't give me that look. So I go to into the center.
Oh!
I know. I was desperate. And it didn't have prices, which I thought was a good sign. Because I'm thinking, oh, that means that it's probably a bit more expensive, which indicates higher skill. Wrong.
Was it one of the ones in the middle of the center where everyone walks past?
No, I'm not going to say the name, but it's one of the newer ones that's fancier. Okay? And I go in there and, dude, I sit down and I wait. There's a big line. I'm like, this is good. This is a good sign. And then I have a look at I go in there and I take a number and I sit down and then I've been sitting there for 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is busy. It must be good. And then I have a look at who's actually getting their hair cut and it's all 11-year-old boys. Fuck! What have I done? Get my hair cut at the fucking budget cuts or something? Look, to be fair to me, in Frankston, it's like you choose between like a 65-year-old man called Rocco who's half blind, right? Who's been stabbed at work, or you go to the cheap cuts. They get all of their money from cutting the hair of 10-year-old boys because single mums don't have a lot of cash to spend. All right, I'm telling you, man. The first expensive, good, fancy barber to open up in Frankston, they are going to get robbed by someone, to be honest, if they keep cash on the premises. But if they don't, they're going to make a lot of money. Anyway, I'm sitting there and I have a look around at the clientele and I don't think I'm going to get a good haircut here. I should leave. You're up. They call me up. I'm like, fuck, all right, I'm going in. Because what am I going to do? The barber goes, all right, next. And I look at the guy that he just cut and I go, no. And I leave. He'll cry. So I go in and I'm like, okay, even if I don't get like a gold standard haircut, I'm the son of a hairdresser and I get my haircut all the time and I know exactly what I want. I can communicate the fuck out of what I want. Because I have gone on tour to barbers that I know are not that great and I've safeguarded, I've protected my hair by telling them not to do a few things, right? So don't do this, just trim it a little bit and then it'll be good enough until I see my regular. And it'll keep it nice and maintained, okay? That's how you do it. So that's what I decided to do with this guy. I'm just going to give him like the basics because my hair was way too long. I'll tell him just to do the sides and leave the top and whatever. And I pull out a photo. By the way, a photo of me. like it's not like I'm pulling out a photo of like a black guy with an afro and go, can you do this? Right? Like so many people do. They show pictures of like hair cuts with dudes that just have hair that they don't have, or an 11 out of 10 fucking AI generated model. Like no one looks like that. Your hair isn't going to. Yeah, can I look like Tommy Shelby? No. All right, you're ugly. Anyway, so I go and I explain the fuck out of it. I want a little bit on the sides. Don't touch the top because I'm growing the top out. I don't want it to be shorter. And I go, did. And the guy looks at me and he doesn't speak English. and he just looks at me with his blank stare and he goes, you want like that one? I'm like, yeah, I want like that one.
Oh no.
And he just, you know what a real red flag is for barbers? When they don't use the fucking scissors, okay? If they only use the trimmer, you're fucked. And he just pulls out the trimmer and immediately starts hacking. And here's the thing. I wasn't mad that he didn't speak English because I've only ever had, now this is my third haircut, no English. All right. The first time was in Tassie and it was like the best haircut I'd ever gotten in my life. Even you were like, dude, that guy fucking nailed it. Yeah. And we did not speak each other's language at all. Zero conversation, but he went to work. Second time was the same barber, but it was one of his mates. He didn't speak English. He fucked me up.
That's what happened to me.
I know. The third time, didn't speak English. He fucked me up. It's not what I asked for. I've managed to salvage it with way too much product. But, dude, I've got a video coming out. Might actually already be out. And I just look like Hitler. I just look like... Like that's what I look like, you know, when he's fucking ranting and raving. He's a good orator, though. He filled stadiums. Maybe it'll be good for my career.